With only 21 days to go until the presidential election, we're counting down to debate night in America. Both candidates are taking tonight very, very seriously. Air Force One arrived in New York just a few hours ago. President Obama has spent the past few days in Virginia. He's been concentrating on debate preparations. Mitt Romney flew in from Massachusetts, where he's been rehearsing. Everything could hinge on the candidate's performance in tonight's debate town hall, style moderated by CNN's own Candy Crowley. Our pre-debate coverage begins right now with CNN's national political correspondent, Jim Acosta, who's been following the Romney campaign. Jim?
Wolf, a top campaign advisor tells CNN Mitt Romney has been working on his town hall debate skills, taking on not just a stand-in moderator, but also mock questioners in his practice sessions. But it's also worth noting Romney has done countless campaign events in this type of town hall setting, but sometimes with mixed results. Looking to put another crucial night in the debate win column, Mitt Romney is heading into his next face-off with President Obama after days of intense preparations. To gear up for the evening's town hall format, a Romney advisor says the GOP nominee has rehearsed with a room full of multiple questioners during practice sessions. Romney campaign officials are giving President Obama the edge, but note the Republican contender has held over 100 town hall meetings. They expect Romney to talk about the economy and what they call his bipartisan record governing Massachusetts. Advisors say Romney also hopes to take on Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's comments on the attack on the U.S. consulate in Libya, when she told CNN the buck stops with her.
I take responsibility.
An obvious opening for Romney to say the buck should stop with the president.
Mitt Romney.
After 2 runs for the White House, Romney has grown more comfortable in town hall settings. Here, kidding around with New Jersey Governor Chris Christie last week in Ohio.
I'm going to turn to you for questions in just a few moments and let you ask any questions you'd like. And I'll answer some, and if they're real tough, I'll have Chris answer them.
But Romney has also offered ammunition to his opponents. Take this question on the president's health care law last January.
What is your strategy to replace it with? How do we move forward to make health care once again affordable?
When Romney responded that consumers should have the ability to fire their insurance companies, his GOP rivals pounced.
It also means that if you don't like what they do, you can fire them. I like being able to fire people who provide services to me.
Democrats are still talking about this Romney town hall answer on college financial aid last March.
If elected, what you would do with regards to college tuition, whether making it easier for me and my classmates.
The best thing I can do for you is to tell you to shop around and to compare tuition in different places.
Sometimes it's body language that's memorable, like the first President Bush looking at his watch in 1992.
What's your position on issues?
Or the second President Bush's reaction to Al Gore invading his space in 2000. There are other risks in coming off as too tough.
You know who voted for it? Might never know. That one.
And as too soft, as Romney did when a supporter suggested the president was a traitor at this town hall in May.
We have a president right now that is operating outside the structure of our Constitution. And I want to know, yeah, I do agree he should be tried for treason.
I happen to believe that the Constitution was not just brilliant, but probably inspired.
Now, as for that talk from the Romney campaign that Mitt Romney would like to take on the issue of Benghazi later on this evening, Wolf, I do have a comment from an Obama campaign official who said, quote, Romney's criticized the president, but given his track record of taking both sides on every major foreign policy issue, including U.S. intervention in Libya, the impetus is on him to say what he would do differently. Wolf, just judging by the pre-debate spin, the sparks are going to fly tonight. Wolf.
They certainly will. We'll be watching. Jim Acosta, good report. Thank you. President Obama's detached performance in his first encounter with Mitt Romney shifted the momentum of the presidential race. The nationwide and swing state polls tightened dramatically, some even showing him sliding into second place. He knows his presidency could be riding on a strong performance tonight. CNN White House correspondent Brianna Keeler is joining us now. She has some inside news on his debate preparations. Brianna, what are you learning?
Wolf, President Obama began the day as he has the last few with a workout, and then he met with his debate team for a 45-minute brush-up before heading here to Long Island. He's spending his time now here at a local hotel. He's got some downtime with some of his friends. He's doing some last-minute debate prep, and he'll finish off the evening before the debate with a steak and potato dinner with the First Lady. But the emphasis of his prep, which has really been underway intensely for the last few days, has been working on his delivery. That's what campaign sources tell us because of that lackluster performance that we saw in Denver. So tonight, sources tell us we should be expecting to see a more assertive President Obama, but also an optimistic President Obama. Here's what Robert Gibbs, one of the campaign advisors, said this weekend.
He also knew, as he's watched the tape of that debate, that he's got to be more energetic.
President Obama has watched tape of his Denver performance multiple times to get an appreciation for what the audience saw and perhaps left wanting more from him. He has spent the last 3 days in an intensive debate camp in Williamsburg, Virginia, on an inlet of the Chesapeake Bay, kind of holed up inside of a resort there. Very structured, very long days. Starting in the morning with a workout and breakfast, he started debate prep around 10 a.m. in the morning. He'd be working through possible questions that he might get from town hall audience members and from our own Candy Crowley, the moderator of this debate. He'd break for lunch. He'd be back to debate prep, coming back after dinner, Wolf, for that mock debate each night, a 90-minute debate, essentially a dress rehearsal. So finishing up the evening and 10:30 at night, these were long 12-hour days. His aides know that so much is riding on tonight, while at the same time, Wolf, they're downplaying the effect that his performance in Denver may have had on the polls.